Welcome to the Simpler Business Podcast, where we talk about ways to do what you love and serve your people in a way that brings you income and freedom. I'm your host, Marissa Roberts. Join me as I chat with my favorite entrepreneurs about how they simplify their biz so that you can simplify yours. Welcome back to the show. I hope you've had a fantastic week. Let's jump into another bite-sized simplify your business tip. But before we do, I want to say a big thank you to Oil and Water 5 for leaving us a fantastic review on Apple Podcasts. This review says, "This is such an amazing resource for those who actually want to have a life outside of their business. I heard someone say, I quit my 9 to 5 so I could work 9 to 9 for myself, but it doesn't have to be that way. This is such a good podcast to help people get out of that grind." Thank you so much for that amazing review. And if you're listening out there and would like to leave a review as well, all you need to do is head over to Apple Podcasts. As always, we have a link in the show notes to make it nice and easy for you. If you haven't listened to our original launch series yet, you are going to love Denise Duffield-Thomas's interview about building your business while embracing more chill. I highly recommend that you go and listen to that one. Money mindset coach Denise Duffield-Thomas helps women create wealth through her courses on releasing money blocks. Denise is one of my favorite people to hang out with and learn from because she has such a nice way of giving herself permission to find easier ways to do things in her business. She's a really big supporter of rejecting the idea of wearing busy as a badge of honor, and she really focuses on incorporating things that she personally finds easy into her business for better results than she's ever had before. You're going to learn so much from this. It's a really enjoyable listen. Go ahead and check it out. Launch Series Episode 2. So let's jump into today's tip. Today we are talking all about how to simplify your business by removing the things you don't enjoy doing. So many of us feel burnt out in our business because we feel like we have to do everything, including the stuff that we hate. And when you're trying to do something and you're not enjoying it, you tend to procrastinate, or it feels super hard and takes a really long time. It ruins your day. It's just not enjoyable. It kind of feels like the job you left anyway, to have more freedom if you have to do things that you feel like you have to do. So instead, we want to change the way we focus on running our business and simplify it by removing things that you don't find enjoyable. So let's have a little think about what there is in your business that you don't enjoy. For me, it was sales calls, one-on-one sales calls. I don't enjoy them at all. I'm quite an introvert. I get my energy from having space and time to myself. And when I was doing one-on-one sales calls in my business, I was finding that most of my day was taken up with these. And even when I was talking to really, really nice people, I still didn't enjoy the process because one-on-one calls were a real energy drain for me. As a result, they weren't converting very well anyway, so it was time to find another option. Now, I am really good at sales. I'm just not very good at sales over the phone or on a video call. So instead, I now simplify my business model by focusing only on doing the things that I'm good at, that feel easy, that feel simple, and that I actually like doing. So for me, sales are done on social media using my 4-step sales method. Now, if you're not familiar with those 4 steps, go ahead and listen to our episode on making sales simpler. It includes a little bit more information about the why, the what, the how, and the call to action, and those are the 4 steps I'm talking about. So I do that on social media. It's usually with a post and an image, and people can read through it. They get really comfortable with the advice I'm giving them. They see the benefits of what I have to offer, and they buy through those posts. Now, if I'm not selling with my 4-step sales method on social media, then I'll have sales conversations still on a social platform, but in DMs instead of on public posts. Now, normally I go through and I'll DM people who comment on my public posts and show some interest in what I'm actually talking about in my business. I strike up a conversation in DMs, we build a little connection, and then I let them know that I have something that's going to help them with something that they've mentioned they're struggling with. And that's a really simple way that I get course sales for my online programs. Now, what about when you still want to work one-on-one with people, but you don't want to do a one-on-one call? One of the simplest parts of my business model is a VIP intensive day. It's a great income earner, but it also gives me the freedom to focus solely on one client at a time and really give them the value they need in a short space of time so they can start actioning and seeing results straight away. It's a win-win for me and them, and it's a really good way for us to work together. But I don't want to do a sales call in order to sell that intensive day. So what I do instead is I filter my intensive clients with an online questionnaire to make sure we're a good fit. Most of my one-on-one clients for intensive days come via my audio class that I give for free. You can see a link to that at the bottom of this episode in the show notes. And it takes them then through an application process where they just fill in a Google form with their details, what they're struggling with, what their business is like, what they've tried before that hasn't worked. All of the stuff that I would ask them in a sales call is stuff that I would ask them on the questionnaire. They fill that out and send it through to me, and then I can review it and make sure that my intensive day offer is actually going to help them. If it is going to help them, that's when I get in touch and we book in a calendar date and we go ahead and schedule the day. So it's really just about finding a different version of the thing that you're not enjoying or you're not good at. The key elements are all still there. It's just the delivery method that we've changed and tweaked to fit with my personality and my skill level and my natural abilities. Now, as well as those three options, I do also love word of mouth referrals for one-on-one coaching or project work. So always remember when you're working with a client to give them an opportunity to refer other people to you. And if you'd like to hear an episode solely about that, please let me know and I will make that happen for you. So that's our bite-sized tip to simplify your business today, and I would love to know, what can you remove from your business model to simplify it and make it more enjoyable? You can let me know your thoughts on Instagram or Facebook. Head on over and tell me what you think. And that's it from me this week. I hope you found this episode valuable. Tune in again this time next week for another bite-sized tip on how to simplify your business and lighten your workload while you grow it for more income and more freedom. See you then. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Simpler Business Podcast. If you did, please subscribe, rate, and review us on Apple Podcasts. There's a link in the show notes to make it nice and easy for you, just the way we like it. If you're ready to simplify and scale your business, you can get started with my free audio class at marissaroberts.com. See you next time.